internet friends, my name is Katie Obiton, and welcome to my Week 5 commentary of Dance with the Stars Season 24. This week was the always magical Disney night. How does it hold up? It was better than last year. Compared to all the other ones we have done, this is probably the best one to date. However, like last year, somebody was overscored! A quick side note, the opening number was one of the best ones I have seen in all the Disney nights we have encountered. Alfonso Ribeiro is a fantastic vocalist. It warmed up my heart, and it made me experience the pure Disney magic I wanted all along. I'm sure this week is going to cause a lot of bitching from everybody. Basically about Carrie Ann's scores, and the fucking harmonizers bullying everyone on social media. Seriously though, is there any of Normani's fans that is nice? I haven't met one so far. Before I cause myself to lose my shit, let's talk about what went on this week. Rashad and Emma kicked off the night by performing a Beauty and the Beast foxtrot. The music must have been a challenge for them to handle, and somehow they managed to pull through it with ease. I loved the flow of the dance. It truly captured the grace of the famous scene from the film. Rashad has this emotional impact that gives the audience the warm, fuzzy feeling. No matter what he does, he pleases the crowd, and I strongly believe he's one of the fan favorites. He's certainly one of mine. I'm not sure if a 7 was really necessary, Carrie Ann. I'm on to you. The rest of the scores were fair. To keep it short and simple, it was enchanting. Pinocchio seems to fit Nick's bachelor past. He was a puppet. I cackled when I saw the song was going to be I Got No Strings. Surprisingly, I found myself enjoying this dance. It was just as adorable as the film itself. Despite what I initially thought about him in the beginning because of who he was, I am growing fond of Nick. I'm also thrilled that he's letting loose and just enjoy himself and his routines. This was his best performance to date. I probably would never get bored of watching this. It was brought to life in the best way possible. Thank you, Nick. Thank you. Can we all take a moment to appreciate the fact that Erika didn't sex up this routine? Sure, I get the point it was a Viennese waltz, but you really couldn't have a color scheme to fit the main characters of Finding Dory. In her own way, she was graceful. It was still a bit wooden here and there. Honestly, she looked like she was a lost child in the store looking for its mother. I mean, I give Erika credit for making an effort this week. It was just still a mess. If anything was salvageable, it was the fact that Gleb was perfection. Why do they make me deal with Frozen? Why? We have done it for 3 fucking years! I set my standards low when I see someone dance to Frozen. The only one that impressed me with anything from that god-awful film was Nasty and Derek's jazz from season 20. Heather said she should be great with jazz. I clearly didn't see it. There was a whole lot of chaos going on in the beginning. And by the middle part and towards the end, I felt bored with it. It wasn't the greatest thing since apple pie. And to make shit worse, Max is returning next week. Honestly, I prefer Alan with Heather. He's been with her the longest. Max only danced with her once. Once! I don't think him coming back is going to help her rein in more support or votes. This could probably hurt her in the end, but we'll just have to play it out by ear. Wreck-It Ralph. Bonner Bolton did Wreck-It Ralph. I was quite surprised to learn that this was going to be part of Disney Night's lineup for this season. It's a great film, don't get me wrong, but I feel like it's not appreciated enough. To Bonner's credit, he was amazing. His upper half holds strong. His legs, however, tell a different story. It's still a piece of work. Did he say he had a rod in there due to the accident? Well, if there is none, he needs to work on making it more sharp and clean. When he moves his legs, it's like he's about to ride on an animal, or go ice skating in that matter. Despite it all, I found myself smiling at this performance. The sound effects were fantastic. I giggled a couple of times when I heard a beep or boop. The costumes were phenomenal as well. Bonner's was basically okay, but Sharna's, I'm obsessed with Sharna's. Well, the good news is Donny Osmond can still nail this song perfectly. The bad news is the judges wanted to kiss ass as usual to make Crybaby Val happy. Normani did a great job capturing the essence of Mulan. However, I didn't see enough Paso Doble content. All I saw was a shit ton of mixed martial arts. I wanted more out of it. And I've seen better pastas from Val. This was absolute shit. Well, the judges were on fucking crack considering they gave her the highest score of the night. Honestly, I believe she was rewarded with 10s to save her ass from getting eliminated. Maybe she's not getting the votes like the harmonizers are delusional in believing she's getting. I really do believe that the older audience is not connecting with Normani as much as the remaining contestants. This is another thing I hate when current teenage names compete on the show. Their fans think that hashtagging the team name and blowing up everyone's shit on social media is going to help their idol advance. That isn't going to last long, kiddies. Normani Corday, overhyped and overpraised. I'm not ashamed in saying it. Oh, what's there to say about Grab Harassi's performance this week? Well, for starters, I hated that song, and the artist's vocals didn't match well with the arrangement. And sadly, I didn't think David did a great job this week. He nailed the high kicks, which is wonderful. Everything else wasn't holding up to the standard I had pictured for him. David's a great dancer, and he does do the best job to his abilities. However, we're about to head to week 6, and something has to help him stand out in a lineup that contains 2 Olympic champions, a footballer, a bull rider, and people that have a ton of ass-kissing fans. I'm kind of concerned with David at the bottom of the leaderboard, but at the same time, I feel like he's going to be the Bill Engvall of the season and last longer than he should. Lindsay is a great choreographer. I just want her to push David to the best of his ability.
Giselle! I've been dreaming.
That's the first thing when I think of when I hear That's How You Know. I have waited so long to do that joke, and now I'm basically complete. We can now talk about this routine. I have been waiting 3 years. 3 years! For someone, anyone, to take on Enchanted. In my opinion, it's an underrated Disney film, and it deserves more recognition. Speaking of things that are underrated, Nancy Kerrigan. I think she's phenomenal. Why doesn't she get more attention? She improves so much each week, and she still doesn't get the love she truly deserves. She was definitely a leading lady this week. Nancy reminded me so much of the spunk and optimism that Amy Adams brought on when she did the movie. All in all, it was absolutely spectacular. One of my favorite dances of the night by far. To close the night, Simone was in the pimp spot to perform a contemporary. I haven't seen Moana yet, but I have listened to the soundtrack and it is just fantastic. And I'm sure that the negative people, harmonizers, would complain about it being too gymnastics. I thought the contemporary was about showing off your skills, whatever the case may be. In a way, it's kind of like a freestyle. Simone killed this dance. And how is she rewarded? She only gets 2 10s. Why? Why do they always fuck over Sasha? I call bullshit on the producer's part. My thought still stands that they're trying to milk in another win for either Shmerkovsky brother. I think the plan was also in place for PETA, but look at Nick. He's a nice guy, but he's not memorable to some people at the end of the day. I don't cringe when I watch Simone. She puts a smile on my face, and I feel more at ease with her than some people that are being pinned to the extreme. I still believe she and Sasha deserve a perfect score, and I demand to see one as soon as possible. Ladies and gentlemen, Erika Jane Girardi has left the ballroom. 4 out of 4 on this, everybody. What the hell is going on? How am I predicting this shit? People may disagree with me on this one, but I think the audience was happy to finally rid themselves of Erika. She even said, "I told you" to Gleb. Don't lie to the public, Girardi. We all know you said it. We have the footage. Looking back on our time in the past month, I don't think she enjoyed being on the show as much as she wants everyone to believe. With this couple eliminated, I'm sure Gleb is more than thrilled to be spending time with his family, considering they'll be a family of 4 soon. Now that they're gone, Nick and David better step up their game, or their journey will end soon as well. Next week is boy bands versus girl groups. Who thought of this? Was Normani spared so my only hearing ear can bleed from her band's music if they plan on using it? If that's the case, don't make me puke. Remember when I talked about the shocking elimination factor? I still believe that's going to happen this season. Someone is going to be the Sabrina Bryan of the season. I mean, let's face it, other than Rashad, the guys aren't up to par with the girls. But that's just a little theory. Sound off in the comments below. What did you guys think of this year's Disney night? Who are your favorites? Who should remain locked to the vault like banned Disney content? Who do you want to see go home soon? If you guys enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. And if you're new to my channel and want to see more of me in the future, hit the subscribe button and hit the bell icon to be alerted when I upload new content. I want to end this video on a happier note. And I know who to call on.